Save a lot. Hope to see you soon.
Dinner time just got easier with WTIM Pana. Enjoy great food that includes amazing pizza, tasty pasta, salad bar, and chili. On Monday nights, enjoy the spaghetti special with garlic bread and a side salad for $8. On Tuesday nights, come in for the lasagna special with garlic bread and a side salad for $9. On Wednesday nights, grab yourself an individual pizza and side salad for $9. Pizza Pana is proud to be serving Pana and the surrounding areas with great Italian food since 1985.
The Christian County Economic Development Corporation is a not-for-profit organization whose mission is to promote the creation and retention of jobs and to increase the economic tax base through the development, establishment, and expansion of commerce and industry in the Christian County area. I'm Matt Hart, CCEDC's new Executive Director. I'm here to work with existing county employers as well as develop relationships towards creating new jobs in our county. Feel free to reach out to me, Matt Hart, by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. We are celebrating the new year with huge discounts on the few remaining 2024. Current Buick and GMC owners can save $13,000 on a new GMC Sierra Denali, or you can save $10,000 on a new Silverado ZR2. Need a fuel-saving SUV? Save up to $5,800 on a Buick Encore GX. Plus, we have over 400 pre-owned vehicles in our family dealerships. And with our Landmark for a lifetime powertrain warranty, why would you buy anywhere else? All roads lead to Landmark of Taylorville. And remember, you always do better at Landmark.
Taylorville Schools promote student success because Taylorville Schools are A+. This is Superintendent Brandy Bruley inviting you to find out all the great things happening with our students and staff when we sponsor the Taylorville Schools Good News segment the first Thursday of each month at 8:40 during the WTIM Morning Show. You'll hear from students, staff, and administration about how we promote student success every day. Listen for our Good News segment each month on the WTIM Morning Show, and go Tornadoes.
This is Dwayne Wheeler, the police chief of the city of Taylorville. As a law enforcement officer, I've seen the impact that depression and suicide have on many people. Many times, those contemplating suicide endure considerable suffering and distress, but there is help. If you feel depressed or lonely, there are many resources to help you. You can call a trusted relative, friend, or minister, or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. That is 1-800-273-TALK. All of us are here to help you. Thank you.
To learn more about Rolling Meadows Senior Living in Taylorville and the apartments they have available, click on their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Jansen's Heating and Air is the home of Dr. Comfort, focusing on customer care for heating and air conditioning across Central Illinois for some 35 years. Find out their services, specials, and coupons by clicking their icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM and our Pana Morning Show with Pana civic businesses and nonprofit leaders, coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show is brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, alongside Landmark of Taylorville, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Your Pana Save a Lot, and Locked and Loaded Limited. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this first segment is Jenny Tackett. She is the Director of Student Services at Pana High School. First and foremost, Jenny, how are you this morning?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing well, and I appreciate you asking. Well, Jenny, we have got a loaded slate coming up. This is just around the corner with a student job and mock interview. If you would, could you let the folks know how to maybe get involved, some contact information, and just the general event and when it's going to be happening?
So Thursday, starting at 8:30, we are going to be hosting mock interviews with our seniors. All seniors will be coming in and meeting with people from the community, some of our staff members, and doing a mock interview to kind of get them ready and prepared for those future interviews, give them some interviewing skills, some feedback, and kind of get that first interview, first jitters out of the way. And then following that, we are hosting a job fair for any business in the community that would like to be connected with students for jobs after graduation, or even looking for current employees for our students for after school or during the summer, and just making those connections with the communities. A lot of our students aren't sure where to start when going forward in the career process or how to get a job. So just trying to help build that bridge between the community and the students for that.
Absolutely. And Jenny, is this offered to just juniors and seniors, or is this offered to even freshmen and sophomores just to get that valuable experience?
So right now, our mock interviews are only for our seniors, but the job fair is open for anyone who is currently looking for a job and is of the age to work.
Okay, so it's pretty wide open there. So at 16 years or older, or are we thinking even 15 years or older? Is that where we're roughly at there?
We are starting with our sophomores, so we will have some 15-year-olds, and that could be looking for potential employees for the future or those that do want to get a work permit and start early.
And the thing too, and I'm sure that you would echo this, is even if you're maybe not looking for work, just getting the experience and learning maybe that firm handshake, or just to look somebody in the eyes. What could you say about the experience and what it means to those students moving forward, even if at the end of the day, a prospect of a job is not there?
So we have actually started working with our kids in the classrooms this week, going over nonverbal communication, verbal communication, handshakes, eye contact, and just how to interact with people in a way that presents a very good first impression. So we're hoping that with this experience and actually meeting with someone and doing this interview, that they can learn those skills, practice those skills. We're doing it a little bit in the classroom where it's informal at first, but this will be their first time like doing it as a formal thing for a lot of our kids.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just think that is such an excellent way to get started with it. And some of those things are becoming a lost art, really, that firm handshake, that eye contact, and somebody that maybe is a little younger might not realize how important some of that nonverbal communication is. And you said you got that started earlier this week.
Yes, so we started yesterday with our enrichments. I sent out a PowerPoint that our teachers are working with the students in their classrooms, working on even things like posture, like sitting up straight but leaning forward so that you act interested, how our face tells a lot, so facial expressions and how to show interest through facial expressions, but not show disgust or show sadness or something like that. So we're really working on those skills with our kids and practicing those in the classroom this week.
So important, not just in a job setting or an interview setting, but in everyday life as well. I think, again, just invaluable experience. So we're talking about more alongside the mock interviews and getting that started on Thursday. What about with the job fair? Maybe drumming up some support from businesses and seeing who could get involved. Jenny, could you tell me a little bit about maybe who's involved and also how to get involved if you're interested in that job fair?
So we do have a couple of local businesses that are going to be attending and looking for people that are right after high school. As of right now, we have the Micro Company, GSI, and then we have even like the Army National Guard is coming. Businesses along those lines are going to be there for it. We are accepting still if anyone would like to participate in this and are looking for current employees. We would welcome any business that is looking for employment.
And how important is it to you as Director of Student Services? You know, your involvement obviously in this is instrumental, but now you're connecting not only the students of Pana, but with the community of Pana and helping kind of bridge that gap. What can you tell me about the importance that it has to you?
A lot of our kids, and like studies have shown that kids come back to where they're from. A lot of students will return back to Pana. So being able to connect that bridge so that they have employment opportunities going forward, even if they go off to college one day and come back and then they open their own flower shop, they open their own business here in town, those are still things that like building those connections will help them with, also for employment in the future, so that they know the faces that may be interviewing them later or being able to make those good first impressions with people in the community.
It means so much. And like you said, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. A lot of us think that by moving away from the area, we'll maybe escape everything that we thought we were going to get away from. And a lot of times you end up curtailing and coming right on back. And sometimes you want to make sure that you have those, not only those experiences, but also, like you mentioned, just those familiarities with folks around the community, so that when you do come back, it's not like you're coming back to a new town or anything. You're coming back to home.
Yes. And that's kind of what we're trying to foster between these. We do college and career days twice a year as well. And we invite all businesses to come talk about their experiences, the kinds of things that they do in their jobs, as well as connect students with colleges. So we try to make this a very well-rounded event type thing with the college and career twice a year. And we're starting this mock interview, but just getting businesses involved so that the students know the faces, they get to make those connections, and they really get to make those great first impressions, because we do have a lot of great kids here.
So what about the attire for the students? Are you recommending, hey, let's get a little dressed up, let's put on our best faces? What have you been letting the students know, not only about those nonverbal communications and things like that, but personal appearance?
That is also something that we have been talking about, dress your best. And we understand that a lot of our kids may not have suit and tie. That may not be something that they have available to them.
Sure.
But just being able to put your best foot forward. So coming in clean with your hair not a mess and not in pajama pants. Coming in what you would want someone to take away as their first impression of you.
Absolutely. All great things. Again, not just for the interview setting or the job setting, but just in general life as well. It's funny you mentioned the pajama pants. Those have certainly made a quite the name known for themselves, I would say, here recently. And so really getting those kids to realize that personal appearance is something that matters so greatly. We are talking right now with Jenny Tackett, Director of Student Services at Pana High School. We'll wrap up our first segment here of the WTIM Pana Morning Show. We'll bring Jenny back and we'll talk more about this student job fair and mock interview and all the things going on at Pana High School. Today's segment in the WTIM Pana Morning Show is brought to you by Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Your Pana Save-A-Lot, and Locked and Loaded Limited, alongside title sponsors and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. We'll be right back with the WTIM Pana Morning Show here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
This is Mason Crow with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Noren's Hardware is a local family-owned store offering a wide selection of quality hardware supplies at competitive prices. Whether you need plumbing supplies or electrical supplies, you're sure to find what you need at Noren's Hardware Store, including ice melt, shovels, gloves, heat tape, pipe insulation, portable heaters, and propane to get ready for the winter months. Our staff is committed to providing outstanding customer service and is ready to assist you. Visit our store at 55 Main Street in Pana today.
Radio gets results.
Miller Media Group Advertising works for Taylorville Estates. Here's Administrator Tony Clark.
In the past year, we have doubled our census. So that's been impacted mainly by the radio advertising. That is where we do the majority of our advertising. And our census definitely shows that it works. They lead us in the right direction for the season changing, and they anticipate our upcoming needs before we even have to tell them what they are. We've had consistent growth over the past 12 months. Like I said, we've doubled in our census, and that's been the first time in 43 months since prior to COVID that we've gotten to where now we have a waiting list for people to come. So advertising on the radio really does have an impact.
A Attention hunters and gun owners, you must get to Locked and Loaded Sportsman Paradise in Pana. Take the short drive and shop Central Illinois' premier gun shop. Come see the huge inventory of firearms, ammo, hunting supplies, and accessories. In stock now, custom designed Locked and Loaded t-shirts and headgear. Brush up on your shooting skills at the indoor range featuring 7 shooting lanes. If it has to do with firearms or hunting, you'll find it at Locked and Loaded on Route 16 East in Pana. Locked and Loaded, open 6 days a week. Like them on Facebook.
Matt Corso here, proud to now be a part of the Kaufman Realty and Auction team right here in Taylorville. Let my over 20 years of real estate and auction experience work for you. Click my icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM AM, FM, and online on the WTIM mobile app and Amazon Alexa is your ag information station. With over 8 hours a day of agriculture programming and our own local farm broadcaster, tune into WTIM, your ag information station.
Your information station. WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Pana Morning Show with Pana Civic, business, and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show is brought to you by our title sponsors and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. Joining them, it's Pizza Man, Norton's Hardware, Your Pana Save-A-Lot, and Locked and Loaded Limited. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Jenny Tackett. She's the Director of Student Services at Pana High School. And Jenny, we've been talking a lot about the upcoming Student Job Fair and Mock Interview Day, but let's turn the page maybe to some other upcoming events that you'd like to highlight.
So in April, we will be having another College and Career Day. We try to hold 2 of those a year, one in the fall and one in the spring. And this is just a day where we try to connect students with our local businesses, local people who are trying to get students interested in their career field, or talk to them about how they started their business or got into the field that they're into. We give them booths, and the students come around and talk to the ones that they are the most interested in, and try to make those connections. And first impressions, like we were talking about earlier, are so crucial for this, that when they come back to the area, if they go off to college or if they even start into the workforce after graduation, that they have those first impressions already made. They've made connections within the community. So we do have that coming up in April. We don't have a set date yet, but we are still taking businesses for that as well.
Absolutely. So just another way that Pana High School and yourself are helping get these students prepared for the workforce. And my question to you would be, as somebody that didn't know in high school what they maybe wanted to do and maybe ended up in this career path in the very chair I'm sitting in now, what have you seen, and what has the experiences been for the students that you've seen and have helped, and also just getting them prepared for maybe deciding where they want to take their next step in life at?
We've had a lot of positive feedback with our students. We have a reflection sheet that we have them do. They do a pre-sheet where they work on a few skills. They come up with questions to ask the people that they are interested in talking to. We've had a lot of good feedback from the students. The students say that this has helped them really either find a direction or gives them a lot to think about, and they start researching how to get into certain careers, how to get into certain fields, what they need to do to make that happen for themselves. So we've had a lot of positive feedback from the students.
And I can only imagine you've got the student job fair, the mock interview day, we've got college and career fair, just all things that are able to give you that direction. And sometimes that's all you need, is just a little kick in the butt to be able to say, hey, this is what I would like to maybe do. And even if you don't know what you'd like to do, this just provides you an opportunity to maybe gather even a few things that maybe you can narrow down that list as you move forward. And maybe, Jenny, if you don't mind, we could turn back to that student job and mock interview day. Again, we're looking to get some businesses involved. How might they be able to do so?
Any business that would like to be involved, if they would just like to call the school at 217-562-6600, or they can email me at jtackett@panaschools.com. And we can get them on that list. We can get them registered for the event and have them here as quick as Thursday.
Especially if you are looking to hire somebody that is qualified or that you know well or that is within the community. These are summer jobs. These are full-time positions. These are things that really provide that boost to not only the students, but also the community as a whole. My favorite thing, though, is just all about the just firm handshakes and the eye contact and everything like that. And just making that not just an experience for the job or for an interview, but just in life. I just think it's such pertinent information and really a great direction to take the students. So I'm very excited for that and for you to get involved with that as well. Jenny, how long have you been doing this at Pana High School?
This is my second full year at Pana High School.
Okay, so this is something that you're also working on as well and getting a footing for. I'm sure you've done a great job in that. And so this will be the 4th student job and mock interview day that you've held so far?
So last year we did a mock interview day with our students, but didn't open it up to the public. So this is our first one that's actually available to the public to come to.
Very cool. Very cool. What made you make that decision? Was it just so that you could get them in front of the faces of others around the community, or was that a decision that you made?
It was very much a decision to try and get those connections made and just prepare our students. And this is just one of the ways that our students don't get a whole lot of that formal interaction. It's not available in some of our classes, so trying to supplement that so that we can. We do have consumer ed that sets them up for some of this, but to actually have someone from the community come in and do a mock interview is a totally different experience than doing it with a teacher that you're really comfortable with.
Absolutely. It truly is. And I was actually wondering about some other courses. So consumer ed is that just offered to senior students, or is that something that's even offered to younger grade levels?
It's a required class for all of our juniors.
Really?
We also do a co-op class, and it's cooperative learning, where they actually go and work for part of the day, and they work on some of these skills as well, but that's a very small group of our students that are in that class. So not everyone gets that experience.
Sure. And this is just a way to broaden those horizons and be able to provide that. Well, Jenny, thank you so much for stopping in on the show. I wish you the best of luck on Thursday with that student job fair and mock interview day, and get a hold of Jenny if you are interested as a business in being a part of it. You're listening to the WTIM Pana Morning Show, and this segment has been brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. We'll be back with more on WTIM.
WTIM.
Republican Roger Wicker says Hegseth will shake up the Pentagon, but Democrat Jack Reed calls allegations against the nominee extremely alarming. And several protesters managed to interrupt the proceedings a few times. Hegseth refers to himself as a change agent. Fears that the progress made in fighting the Southern California wildfires could be derailed by a resurgence of vicious Santa Ana winds. The fires have already claimed at least 24 lives while destroying thousands of structures. Former Special Counsel Jack Smith claims his team stood up for the rule of law as it investigated election interference allegations against President-elect Trump. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 169 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Sleep Financial Group is